what does Sun in Aquarius mean? Here are the top 10 traits of the Aquarius personality, plus secrets about what they're truly like and known for. Aquarius Sun energy is extremely powerful. Trait number 1. So what is an Aquarius personality like? A person with Aquarius Sun generally isn't afraid of anything. They have a lot of courage and strength when it comes to life's challenges. You won't find them getting emotional or weak. If there's bad news, they don't freak out and fix the problem if it's in their power. Someone with Sun in Aquarius is fearless and not bullied easily. You'll notice they scan the room and are aware of their surroundings at all times. They don't fall into the trap of fear. It's a waste of time and energy. Strength and courage are predominant Aquarius Sun traits. Welcome to Astrology by 33, where ancient astrology is made young again. It's an honor to have you here. Trait number 2. The Aquarius Sun personality has refined taste. They don't buy cheap things, and you won't find tacky tchotchkes in their house. High quality is super important. For example, they'd rather have one really nice coat instead of 5 from the bargain rack. They appreciate classy living and have natural energy to accumulate wealth. These people fit in very well with upscale crowds, but they also know how to be humble and dress down with polished simplicity. Out of all the signs, Aquarius is known to be the most cultured and civilized. These are classic Aquarius personality traits. Trait number 3. One of the more distinct Aquarius Sun characteristics is that they're decisive and clear-cut in everything they do. They have a ton of willpower and gracefully get to the point. When they decide something, they really mean it and stick to the plan. Aquarius is a fixed sign, so it supports a solid decision and makes it hard to budge. This is excellent energy for working hard towards a goal once the plan is set. When the track is laid down, all you have to do is run on it. It's not gonna move. Just make sure you lay down the right track. Trait number 4. Aquarius Sun energy creates a big change that others will follow. These people pioneer new movements in the world that make life better for everyone. When the planet is starving for change, ideas are birthed into their minds to inspire new opportunities and hope. For example, Vivaldi was a great composer and had his Sun in Aquarius using the sidereal zodiac. He had 4 planets in Aquarius. I recently found a breathtaking song he wrote at the age of 13. The sun rules over children, and you can hear the pure Sun in Aquarius energy channeled through him in this piece. It's called Laetatu Sum, which is Psalm 121, a song of ascension. You can hear the best version on YouTube done by the San Francisco Girls Chorus. It's absolutely spine-chilling and a great study in astrology if you literally want to hear what Sun in Aquarius sounds like. The sun also rules over spirituality. We know Vivaldi went on to become a priest. He channeled pure divinity into his music through a high spiritual connection in the great waters of Aquarius. The great technician of Mercury and the optimism of Jupiter can be heard in this very rare piece of music, along with the strength of Mars. All these planets are in his Aquarius. If you listen deeply, you can hear these 4 planets in this sign. Vivaldi pioneered the Baroque movement in music and paved the way for Bach, who also had 3 artsy planets in Aquarius himself. George Frederick Handel had his Sun in Aquarius with 4 planets total. These guys gave an Aquarian push and set in motion an age of new music. Chopin had his Sun and Venus in Aquarius. So this energy can create new movements and eras in music. It helps us better understand the meaning of Sun in Aquarius. Trait number 5. Is Sun in Aquarius good? According to the highly respected scriptures of Saravali, a person with Sun in Aquarius may have a short temper. Because this sign has fixed energy, sometimes it's hard to be flexible. When someone challenges their belief, the sun's fire clashes with the cool water in Aquarius. Steam can build up here until it blows. Proverbs 17:14 says, "Starting a conflict is like releasing a flood, so stop the argument before a fight starts." There's great power in saying nothing. Aquarius holds the energy of silence. Walking away from a fight puts the fire out. It's better to cool down and come back later with a clear head. Having a hot temper can also be a good thing, like righteous anger, for example. There's good and bad in everything, so we don't view them as Aquarius negative traits. Trait number 6. The Aquarius personality has intuitive understanding. There's a natural ability to see things from a higher perspective, and they view concepts as a whole instead of dissecting a small part under a microscope. This makes them open-minded and able to see both sides of a story clearly. Sun in Aquarius causes the person to be a perpetual student of life. They love learning and constantly grow in knowledge, which gives them great understanding. They have natural wisdom and are well equipped to settle conflicts. Being fair and reasonable are dominant Aquarius Sun traits. Make sure to see what house your sun is in. That will give you way more information than the sun in Aquarius alone. Also look at where your moon is. That will show you where the sun's light is being directed in your life and how it affects your mind and ego. It helps to see where Saturn is in your chart since Saturn rules the sign. If Saturn is strong or weak, you'll feel Aquarius energy in very different ways. And see what planets are aspecting your sun. That's going to change the energy a lot. There are infinite versions of Sun in Aquarius. That's what makes a person special and unique. So what does Aquarius Sun mean? Trait number 7. One of the leading Sun in Aquarius traits makes someone the head of an organization. They could be a business executive or the leader of a group or church. A great example of this is Joel Osteen. He has 3 planets in Aquarius, including the Sun. If you want to study a great example of Sun in Aquarius, just listen to one of his sermons. His channel is here on YouTube. He embodies this energy because his Sun is exalted in his Navamsha chart, while Jupiter and Mercury sit with the Sun in his birth chart. This is a recipe for the most uplifting and encouraging pastor any church could hope for. Aquarius rules over large groups of people and organizations. The Sun rules over leadership. If you ever want to be cheered up or need some hope in your life, I highly recommend listening to one of his sermons over breakfast. He's a preacher that doesn't preach at you. His message is full of hope and inspiration. His last 3 sermons brought tears to my eyes. There's something for everyone. He's a shining example of positive Aquarius Sun personality traits. Trait number 8. These people are born with a natural inclination towards third eye activation. The sign of Aquarius itself is all about unity and seeing through the lens of oneness. When we see through our inner eye instead of our outer 2 eyes, we realize that I'm you and you're me, and our egos get dissolved. Aquarius rules over the third eye and is where you literally experience the perspective of singularity, also known as self-realization. When I truly realize who I am, I realize you're part of me. In astrology, the sun represents your soul. It's you in your perfect state. When the soul enters the third eye in this sign, it activates the energy and wakes us up from the deep sleep of ignorance here in the matrix. Those who want to awaken the third eye will benefit more from awakening all the chakras. Having a clear third eye is dependent on all the chakras being clear. That's because chakras store karma. Perception through the third eye gets blocked and distorted if the chakras are dirty and full of karmic sludge. The mind gets super out of balance if all the chakras aren't activated and cleansed, especially if we keep creating bad karma. When we get dressed, we put on all our clothes. We don't just walk out the door in our underwear. Our third eye is like that. It's essential, but it's not everything. Breathing practices like Kriya Yoga are great for balancing all the chakras and smoothing out life's drama. But tradition says it should only be learned from an experienced teacher who carries the spark. There are some great books out there on Kriya Yoga if you want to know more. Third eye activation is a fundamental part of the Aquarius Sun description. What is an Aquarius weakness? The Sun is in the enemy sign of Saturn in Aquarius, since Saturn rules the sign. The Sun is blazing hot and Saturn is icy cold, so these opposite energies clash. That doesn't mean Sun in Aquarius is good or bad. It just means the person needs to stay balanced. If we get too materialistic in Aquarius, the light of our soul gets squashed and we get greedy. If we get too caught up in our spiritual practice within the Sun's shining energy, we tend to neglect our service to others in the outer world. We need both. It's also really important to take care of your health with the Sun in Aquarius sign. A healthy diet, enough sleep, and getting rid of toxic people can go a long way. My favorite healthy lifestyle channel on YouTube is called The Healthy Life. Marcus and Kara are phenomenal. They've devoted their lives to helping people stay healthy. If we let our health go, we let our life go. Trait number 9. One of the practical Aquarius Sun qualities makes a person very careful with their money. They're sharp and calculating when it comes to finances. Aquarius rules over extreme wealth and a lot of extra money and assets. The Sun here highlights this energy and makes the person aware of their wealth. They don't waste money and only buy something after thinking it through. Surprisingly, many people don't think before they spend. That's not these people. Financial caution is one of the more refined Sun and Aquarius traits. That mentality is part of what makes them rich. Before we get to number 10, I just wanted to say if you'd like to support this channel, I'd love it if you'd click the like button below. And thank you so much. And trait number 10. And this is one of the most interesting traits in my opinion. It's one of the things that made me a believer in astrology. Aquarius rules over your calves. That's the part of your lower leg between the knee and ankle. When you're born with Sun in Aquarius in your birth chart, it puts a mole, scar, or some kind of obvious mark on your lower leg. It's important to use the sidereal zodiac for your birth chart here or it won't work. If you follow Western astrology, that means you're using the tropical zodiac, and your mark will be somewhere on your foot instead. But true sidereal Aquarius Sun energy literally puts a mark on your calf. It might even be your birthmark. If Aquarius is in one of your first 6 houses, it will be on your right leg. If Aquarius is in one of your houses numbered 7 through 12, the mark will be on your left leg. Remember to check the back side of your body too. It could be on the front shin, side, or back of your lower leg. If your Sun is around 15 degrees of Aquarius using the sidereal zodiac, the mark should be somewhere near the middle part of your leg. The part closer to the knee is 0 degrees. The part close to your foot is 30 degrees. I hope the world of science will document this amazing truth soon so that astrology will get more respect. Everyone wants evidence these days, and rightfully so. This mostly unknown secret is a great way to bring spiritual science into mainstream acceptance. It's truly how to know if you're an Aquarius Sun. It's also great party conversation if you run out of things to talk about. The 10 commandments correspond to the first 10 zodiac signs. The 2 greatest commandments sum up the 10 commandments. The Aquarius meaning at its core coincides with the second greatest commandment, which is found in Leviticus 19:18. It says to love your neighbor as yourself. This is the root of the Aquarius spiritual meaning. The Aquarius sun sign embodies this energy. The symbol for Aquarius is a man holding a pot. He's pouring out the water of abundance, love, and fortune to everyone from the high point of unity and oneness. When we love each other, we all drink from this pot. It's this sign where everyone has more than enough and greed gets washed out. There's no such thing as stealing or envy because everyone has more than they want or need in this sign when it's perfectly balanced. It's not just about wealth. It's about superabundance for everyone on this planet. That is our natural state. This is a core truth of the Aquarius Sun meaning. If you'd like to learn more about the sign of Aquarius or the Sun alone, check out the links at the end of this video or in the description below. The Aquarius video in particular goes much deeper into the energy of the sign and what it really means. It's worth a watch if you want to know more. I'd like to challenge you to check your sun placement using both the tropical and sidereal zodiacs. Be honest with yourself and see which one resonates more with your soul. The sidereal zodiac channels divine energy directly from the stars themselves. If you follow tropical astrology and this video didn't describe you, you might want to check out the video on Capricorn instead, because your sun is probably there using the sidereal zodiac. Many Western Aquarians are actually Capricorns and don't know it. Some astrologers won't tell you this. This whole channel is based on intensive research from ancient astrological text plus years of prayer and meditation. If you'd like to see more videos from this channel, you can click subscribe below. And for more, visit astrologyby33.com. Astrology should only be used as a general map of possibilities, not something that rules your life. You rule your own life. The kingdom is within you. All the planets and zodiac signs are inside your body. Your whole being is the temple of the Holy Spirit who lives within you. Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you. With God, all things are possible. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. God bless.